I think it's time to talk about Diontae Johnson. The $18 million man, number 18 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and quite honestly, our number one wide receiver.
Well, supposedly.
Supposedly our number one wide receiver.
He's supposed to be, after signing a 2-year, $36.71 million deal before the preseason, which saw him get, I believe, $27 million guaranteed in that contract extension. He's getting paid over $18 million this year to do what, honestly? I mean, let's be honest. First of all, before we get into anything, we liked Diontae Johnson a lot. We liked him coming out of Toledo. Loved the pick. Loved watching his progression. But there's just a couple things with Diontae Johnson that's just becoming too
common.
Very common, actually.
It's been extremely common ever since he put on the Steelers uniform, and 4 years later, it still is to this very day. It's a big worry for me and Dan here that's going to continue to happen. We're afraid that's going to continue to happen.
Because, honestly, these are mistakes that shouldn't be happening anymore. You know, the first 2-3 years were, they're mental errors. He'll get over it. He just got to, get over these mistakes, these early mistakes. He's going to get better.
He's got to get outside his head and stuff like that.
And believe us, he is one of the most talented receivers in football. He's one of the best route runners in football. He knows every single route in the route tree. He makes cornerbacks look funny when he's one-on-one in his releases. Never denying that. But his handwork is always going to be suspect to us. And this year proves that. It's unfortunate because this guy is so frustrating. He's talented, but he's frustrating. He has all the talent in the world to be one of the best in the league. He even showed it last year, I'm not going to lie. His first 1,000-yard season. He should have 2,000-yard seasons if the drops in the second year didn't, affect him.
Yeah.
But he had 1,000 yards last year with an aging Ben Roethlisberger, right?
Actually got him a Pro Bowl nod, I believe.
He did. This year, 60 receptions, 565 yards. 0 touchdowns.
For a man that's being paid $18 million or over $18 million this year. A man that is targeted so many times per game.
Yeah.
Over 100 targets already on the season.
Yeah, he's one of the most targeted wideouts in football. It's just sad that these mental errors that shouldn't be mental errors no more, they've actually started to become part of his actual game. Unfortunately. These errors should be long gone, and it's a shame because he's supposed to be our number one. He's in his 4th year. He just got a contract extension. He was absolutely deserving of a contract extension. And at the price we got him for, initially we're like, that's a hell of a deal. Seeing how the wide receiver market is absolutely out of its mind right now, and how Diontae is, he is talented. And to get him at the price we got him was a good deal from Khan at the time. Looking back at it now, you could say it's a waste of an extension because he's not living up to the contract, and thus that's money out of our pockets. And truthfully, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think he's our number one no more. He's not showing that this year.
No, he has not.
We got number 14 opposite of him playing like a number one.
Now you could argue about number 88. Pat Frymuth.
He leads the team in receptions and yards, doesn't he? How about Pat Frymuth? Leading the team in receiving yards and receptions. But Diontae Johnson, it's just more frustrating with him because he got this big extension. We thought we'd get, good pay out of it. We thought we'd get a return on our investment.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we haven't thus far. And we understand that it's not all Diontae's fault. The drops, the bouncing backward, the losing yardage, which in the Falcons game, he didn't really do that much. He actually went forward and got first downs. Good on Diontae. But the drops, he almost had a fumble. The one time he actually did drop it was a positive for us.
Yeah.
But it's just these errors, man. It's becoming weekly now. And it's becoming frustrating to see from a guy like him because, again, he's so talented. He's got all the potential in the world. He just can't get out of his own way. But, again, it's not all on Diontae because we know the offensive scheme sucks. We know the coordinator is garbage. We know that the way that these players are drawn up the formations that these guys are lined in, the routes that these receivers are being given are not good, and they're not really built for success. They're not. But at the same time, when the ball is thrown your way, you got to make the play. And Diontae's done little of that this year.
Yeah, he has. He's been very inconsistent with all aspects in his game all season.
He's been very disappointing.
The man hasn't hit 100 yards in a game receiving yet.
No.
The closest he got was week 3 in the Thursday night football game against Cleveland. That's when he had 84 receiving yards. Hasn't come close to that since.
That's a season high. And we know that this offense is lackluster, and it's we're not going to see a lot of big, crazy games from nobody, and that's mostly the coaching's fault. But you figure someone 18 mil would still step up to the plate.
Live up to that money.
But going back to coaching, at the same time, you have someone being paid $18 million. You'd figure a coach would draw someone like that up, someone that knows the route tree, someone that can do every route in the book, someone that is one of the best route runners in football. You figured you'd utilize him to open the field a little bit, to use most of the field out there that you fail to utilize.
Yeah.
Again, that falls on coaching. But Diontae's not immune to criticism at the same time.
And even if he is drawn up to the way that he should be, who's to say that he doesn't continue the errors? Because they're part of his game. I truly believe that. They continue to happen. Year in and year out, week in and week out. It's always something with Diontae. He's a talented player. He's fun to watch, but at the same time, he's frustrating as hell.
He is. He's probably the most frustrated player in NFL because, again, he's got everything. He's got it all. He's got what it takes to be the next great Steelers wide receiver, and he showcased that years prior in certain games. But, man, again, he can't get out of his own way. And I am so open to listening to trade offers. If I'm Omar Khan, I am listening to trade offers. The only issue with that is because of the contract that you locked yourself in. I believe next year, if you were to trade him, which I don't see happening regardless, but nonetheless, if they were to trade him, I believe they would suffer $19 to $20 million in dead cap. So they are trapped in that contract, which falls on ownership, which falls on the front office. So at the time, Omar Khan, his extension, good move. Right now, not. It has not aged well. No. That extension has aged like milk, and it's honestly looking like a waste.
Yeah, looking back at it, they could have made Diontae earn that money. I mean, he arguably did, but why not go even further?
He was
finish off his rookie contract.
He was deserving of an extension, but not what he's being paid now. Even then, I still say he wasn't paid. Oh, he wasn't worth what he's getting paid now. Figured let's give him the opportunity to showcase it with a young quarterback this time around, and he's not doing that. So that contract extension is looking like a waste because he's not living up to it. Pickens is looking like our number one. Freiermuth is leading the team in receiving yards. And truthfully, we're the Pittsburgh Steelers. It's not difficult to replace receiver.
No, it's not.
As a matter of fact, there's a reason why Steelers are hesitant on giving receivers second-year contracts. There's only less than a handful of guys in franchise history that have gotten second-year contracts at the wide receiver position. And this is why. The list of receivers that we have drafted and developed and found is endless. So this contract that we gave Diontae is, as of now, looking like a waste. Diontae could definitely do better. I know he can do better. He knows he can do better. We know he can do better. So hopefully, as the games go on, as the years go on, he lives up to that contract. I absolutely pray he does. Because, again, he's got it all. He's got to put the pieces together.
Yep.
It's just frustrating with Diontae, man. But as of now, man, that contract isn't looking great. It's aging like milk. And we just got to hope he lives up to it because, honestly, we're trapped in that contract now because of the dead cap situation.
Yeah.
So we got to live with Diontae. And there's only, as of now, there's only one or two positives I can think of about Diontae's extension as of now. And none of it has to do with his play on the field. Two reasons. One, you want to surround Kenny with targets. I get that. You did. He's got great targets. They all have over 500 yards this year.
Yep.
Two, secretly, Diontae's leadership. You see it on the sideline. He's the number one. He's got to play leader now.
Yeah.
That's a good part of Diontae is his leadership on the sideline. You don't see it a lot, but that is there. But outside of that, nothing translates onto the football field. And that is what they mostly paid for. And until he proves otherwise, until he shows up, it's looking like a poor contract extension. It's looking like a waste. And it's looking like Diontae was overpaid. It's a shame that Kristen Kirk is living up more to his contract than Diontae is.
Yeah.
And we know Diontae is absolutely better than, guys that are paid more than him. But Deontay's not showing that this year. And I don't know why.
I mean, a man that's being paid $18 million, and I understand it's a down year for the Steelers. The offense is a mess, but if you're being paid $18 million, you got to stand out, and he's not standing out.
Yeah. He's really just very disappointed this year. And again, it doesn't all fall on him. Coaching, the scheming is terrible. They don't help their weapons out. But the weapons, at the same time, need to step up. And Diontae is the biggest name that needs to step up because of what he's being paid.
And I would hope to God that he does make us eat our words throughout the remainder of the season and throughout the rest of his contract.
I'm not going to lie. I still have hope for Diontae. I still love Diontae. We know what he's capable of.
I mean, dude, the guy's still young. He's 26. He's still got a lot of football left in him.
Yeah.
A ton of football left in him.
But what concerns me the most is this is his 4th year, and we're still seeing rookie mistakes.
Yeah.
Let's be real. He's playing like a rookie this year. And that's a shame. He's in his 4th year. He's the top target, supposedly. So, Diontae, you got to step it up, man. You absolutely need to just...
shut out the noise.
There you go. There you go. Shout out to Daryl Drake, the man that drafted him. May he rest in peace.
Daryl Drake's the reason why Diontae Johnson is a Steeler. He saw that potential. He saw that upside. And we have been seeing it. But Diontae needs to really showcase it and prove his worth. Prove his money.
Do not accept good when great is available.
Shut out the noise, Diontae. Please.